EMTEL Energy delivers all of the promise of energy storage and addresses all the limitations of the lithium alternative. Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Leroy Coffman. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Solar Data Pros, and I'm also a business development consultant for EMTEL Energy. And today we're going to talk about solving power challenges in the hospitality industry and the ways we could use energy consumption data to identify ideal solutions for these projects. So some of the challenges faced by resorts and hotels are the high expectations of their guests, right? Folks attending or visiting these properties have paid a premium price and they're expecting to have a premium guest experience. There's critical systems at these facilities that really need 24-hour reliability, cooling, communications, security, water. There's reputational risks, right? Bad reviews from people that may have had a poor experience on their vacation or their special trip. A lot of these facilities are remote, could be vulnerable to tropical storms, hurricanes, adverse weather, or they may be connected to a grid that is less than reliable. The diesel generator is the primary and most popular solution to provide backup power for these facilities, but there are a number of limitations and drawbacks. The first and most obvious is noise and fumes and exhaust. You've got maintenance considerations. These generators have to be tested once a month for 30 minutes. You have oil changes, you have lubrication, you have to have a technician that knows how to service it. You have the logistics of fuel. You've got to transport, you've got to store, you've got to secure the diesel fuel. You have to make sure there's enough on hand in the event of an emergency. You have flood risk. These diesel generators are placed outdoors at ground level in most cases, so they're highly susceptible to compromise because of flooding. There's also some emissions and permitting considerations. The EPA recently came out with restrictions on how many hours per year you can operate a diesel generator, so that's another consideration. Energy storage is becoming a viable alternative to diesel backup as large duration, large capacity storage solutions have come around in the past couple of years. You have enough energy storage where you can provide adequate backup. The benefits are you don't have fuel to deal with, you don't have fumes, you don't have diesel, you have less maintenance. And then there's some savings that can be derived from this storage through time of use savings, peak shaving. When it's paired with solar, you can prop up the solar power during weather days. But there's some drawbacks to the traditional lithium solution for these large duration, large capacity batteries. The first being you have to have active cooling. These give off heat, generate heat during their charge and discharge. There's fire and thermal runaway risk associated with the lithium ion. And when you've got a high occupancy building like a hotel or a resort, putting a large battery in that vicinity is there's risk considerations. And then you have a limitation in the depth of discharge. You can't use all the energy stored in that battery. And there's a limited life cycle. And the end of life considerations when you've got to dispose of a large lithium battery can be very expensive and very complicated. EMTEL Energy offers the best solution to this. Their electrostatic long-duration energy storage, the supercapacitor technology, really revolutionary and delivers all of the promise of energy storage and addresses all the limitations of the lithium alternative. The first and I think the most important is safety. Because this is a non-lithium product, you don't have the risk of thermal runaway. It's not going to catch fire and propagate like a lithium battery would. Durable. 500,000 charge cycles, which seems unbelievable when you first hear it. And to put it in perspective, if you cycled the battery 4 times a day, every day, it would take 342 years to get through 500,000 charge cycles. But it's also guaranteed to have 95% capacity available at the end of 20 years. Almost a longer lifespan than the solar system. It's sustainable, 100% recyclable, 80% biodegradable. Responsiveness, instantaneous power, nanoseconds between when you need the power from the storage solution and when it's available, and scalable. Right, you can customize the configuration, the capacity of the solution to the actual needs of the facility. The service that Solar Data Pros provides to EMTEL customers is we can use energy consumption data from the facility and ask some simple questions about what needs to be accomplished, and we can perfectly size the solution to match the need. So we ask, well, what are we powering? What are the critical loads? What are the essential loads? Are we trying to run the facility as if no power has been disrupted, or are we preparing for a longer term outage? In that regard, how many hours are we looking at overnight, where we have solar available during the day? Or is this storage solution going to need to provide multiple days of backup power? And then are we integrating this with solar, the grid, or is it a hybrid solution? What we have is an energy audit report. And this is an example. This is the Balboa Bay Resort in Newport Beach. And what we've done is we've acquired the hourly consumption for a year. We load it into the software. And then what it does is it allows us to see how the consumption changes seasonally. We can see the monthly totals at different times of the year. We can also see the daily totals. So what this does is paint a picture of what the daily consumption profile looks like as occupancy rates change, as energy consumption changes at different times of the year, air conditioning usage in the summer. And it helps us understand, well, what is the critical time of year, right? If we've got hurricane season or we need to make sure we have adequate backup power during a certain period, we get those insights. We also can look at the consumption by the day. We'll average the hourly consumption on the typical day in the fall, the winter, spring, and the summer. And what it shows us is, well, here's the peak consumption, here's the overnight consumption, here's the daytime consumption. And once we have those insights, we can automatically recommend a storage solution based upon what the priority is. We will tell you how many kilowatt hours of storage capacity you need to have if you're strictly trying to get through your peak consumption, or you need a grid-independent solution where you can operate indefinitely with your solar and your storage. And when you let the data speak to the solution, we can see the trends seasonally, daily, hourly, overnight. We can right-size the storage based upon if the solar is being integrated with the proper solution. Plus, we can support the desired redundancy in the solar, battery, and the grid mixture. And to summarize, hotels and resorts, the hospitality industry, face unique challenges because of the expectations of their customers, their location relative to adverse weather conditions, the critical loads that need to have constant, reliable source of power. And the other thing that's exciting about this product is it becomes something you can talk about. You can tout the sustainability. You can tout the safety, right? You can make this a selling point and a benefit of your facility, your property. And the message you can tell your customers is that EMTEL Energy delivers safe, silent, sustainable backup power for the benefit of our guests, our staff, and the environment. Thank you.